more possession for Rapid City early, like what we saw Crunch allowing Detroit to do last night. And Herman Juarez, who we have listed as number 17 on the rosters we have available to us, is down and getting checked out by the officials.
I've got to ask you something, Kevin. When you see David Jordan, who's as physical as they get, he'll bang somebody pretty good, and he'll walk away like he's heading into church or something, you know? It's like, what? No, I'm just playing soccer.
He's playing just within the rules. Yes,
right,
it's a foul call, but playing just within the rules. Another save, a kick save this time by Musa. Pressure staying on by Rapid City. Now the Crunch trying to clear. Tom Beck over midfield. He gets some help from Sujevic, has 2-on-1 with Derizic. He'll take a rip and a save. Jay Torich, the man in between the pipes for Rapid City FC here early. Chanchar wins it, joins in the attack. He'll come off the wall, trying to find Beck in the middle. Gets deflected away, back out to Chanchar. Chanchar battling along the near boards. And Rapid City able to clear. Musa comes out, able to maybe take him off his line just enough, and he does, and Jordan gets back for another block.
He did one, yeah, he bailed him out yesterday too, and I like the aggressiveness by Musa because he knows his defenders will get back there.
So you can see Rapid City FC, Munch, their plan of attack is to attack this team early, knowing they played last night
exactly,
and had the quick turnaround. Rapid City has not had a game for a couple weeks. Working through it, another shot and another save from Musa. Now Musa will just take that one out of the air and try to clear to Ryan Minnick, who checks in. Minnick with a left-footed shot off the near post. McCain Spraggling joining him along with Sammy Mutemwa. Minnick in the back of the net.
Goal!
We saw Ryan Minnick Flying Ryan, we saw Flying Ryan last night, a little frustrated, not able to get on the score sheet, but still making the right play for his team. And now the left-footed shot goes in the back of the net, and Flying Ryan gets the Crunch off to a flying start.
Now, it's easy for me to say, but I was just going to tell you, and you know me, I'm a church-going man, is that I was going to say that definitely Minnick will not be kept off the score sheet today. 12:21 time of that goal. Why did it take him 2 minutes and 39 seconds? What's wrong with this team?
So 1-0 Crunch. The attack has been all with Rapid City for these first 3 minutes of the first quarter, but the Crunch finding and capitalizing on an opportunity and off to that early start.
Who set Minnick up off the boards? Because that was beautiful. I put you on the spot, didn't I?
Yeah.
Because I just watched the goal and admired that.
That's what I saw as well, Munch. Benny Harisco now in, trying to find Zveko. Gets dispossessed. Rapid City on the attack.
They're going to play it safe. They being Rapid City FC, just pulling the ball back to the midfield line. Not a bad thing to do against the Cleveland Crunch because, you know, the Crunch gets strike with an errant pass in a hurry. They'll get upfield.
So now Zveko collects the errant pass. Rapid City retreats.
The debut of Cesar out there now. Young Brandon Parker Cesar, I should say, pardon me.
One of the other rookies on this team. We saw Bobby Serembitas last night. Parker Cesar makes his debut tonight. He gets the pass, rips a shot off the boards. Mutemwa not able to finish. Torich quickly on the throw, and McCain Spraggling in the right position.
Torch had a man open, but overthrew him.
Zveko to Harisco. And Rapid City collects. Again, apologies to Rapid City FC. We don't have full numbers. We don't have full roster, as they did not turn it in on time for our broadcast here this afternoon.
But when we can get them for you, we'll get them for you. You know,
absolutely.
I admire the play, too, no doubt, of Chris Zveko. Looks like a mild-mannered kid, but I'll tell you something. He'll mess it up. He'll mix it up with you each and any time he has the ball if he needs to.
Header deflected out, and it'll be a set piece for the Crunch. Deep in their offensive third.
You know, grandstands full again this evening. I mean, a record crowd yesterday with the standing room only, and it was just something to behold. But indoor soccer alive and well in the great city of Cleveland here at the IX Center.
Aiden Bozak will get things back underway as he waits for runners to clear. Derizic comes to it. Try to get it off the boards, deflected. He collects, knocked down to the ground. That's Tarwo Konbola.
Very poetic names on this Grand Rapids Rapid City RC team. FC team.
And we'll make sure we get pronunciations as we go as well. We will do the best we can, as we always do. Rylan Weichel into the game, his second game for the Crunch. Rapid City on the attack.
Fresh legs also when you see Reichel out there, also when you see Cesar out there.
And we don't see Kevin Blackwood or Gabriel Piwu on the Crunch roster today. Got a couple fresh midfield legs in there. A miss attempt at the shot for Rapid City.
He wants that one back in a big, big way. Topped the ball, didn't get his the side of the foot on it as he could have tried to pop it by Musa.
Now Derzic able to rip, deflected out. Again, another set-piece opportunity, something I know the Crunch want to take advantage of. That was Matt Jackson on the deflection.
You know, you talk about Derzic, he is going from one end to the field to the other. If he's got tired legs, those are the kind of legs I want.
Bozak, Jordan, deflected, only as far as Weichel, out to midfield. Here along the near boards, closest to our side of the field. Now Musa trying to find Derzic, and just went out before the boards kind of get a little bit higher, going around the back end of the field. Newer field put together here to have games played at the IX Center. 4 of 6 home games will be played here. This is game number 2. Game number 1 was a major success. 9:19 left here in the first quarter. Crunch with a 1-0 lead. Rapid City, a lot of the possession here early.
And Rapid City definitely could play. When you pick off a pass from Sulovic, you know that they're anticipating, because Sulovic was leading the breakaway the last time.
Giuseppe Barone taken down by Suljevic, so they will have a free kick opportunity.
1-0 Crunch, 9:11 left in the first. Got to get things going, get the crowd fired up here.
Jordan, good defense there. Only able to clear to midfield. Rapid City moving it to the point, right at the midfield line. Trying to find the corner. David Jordan, your captain, right there. Now Tom Beck, able to get off the boards to Suljevic. He's got Derzic to his left. He takes a shot and a goal! Admir Suljevic off a 2-goal, 3-assist performance. Gets his name on the score sheet, and it is 2-0 Cleveland.
Tell you what, he did not waste any time on that one. Left peg and bang. Nothing the keeper could do torch on that one. In fact, he extinguished the torch that time with that kick.
And the return of the ball toss. Players signing some of them as they come off the field, throwing them out to the crowd. A great souvenir from the fans and the young fans here in attendance. But Admir Suljevic came in after last night's performance with 5 goals, 6 assists, tied for 3rd in the league on assists, 3rd in points with 11, but now 6 goals, 6 assists, 12 points, and the average will go up. He was 2nd on average, points per game, 3.7. Musa down to the ground to collect.
Just amazing what Suljevic will do. He'll drop a dime roll, put it in the back of the net.
McCain Spraggling off the wall, has Mutemwa. If he can just finish, not able to do so. Good transition defense from Rapid City.
Fantastic to jump in behind towards the keeper to keep that ball from going in.
Musa to Harisco, to Minnick. McCain Spraggling not able to get all of that one.
He topped it again.
Topped it. I know he's looking to get on the score sheet. He's got 4 assists on the year, playing in that midfield role as the Crunch play that 2-2-1, 2 defenders, 2 midfielders, and 1 forward at times. If you go on the power play, they might bring in an extra forward, as we saw all last night. Bobby Chanchar comes in for defense. Ryan Minnick, Flying Ryan, already on the score sheet here tonight. He comes in on offense when they are on the attack in those situations.
Each one's at a different game. There's 2 doors to the bench. One comes, one goes, one comes, one goes.
Parker Cesar back on the field. Starts the attack, now Mutemwa. Cesar makes a run, far side of the field. Mutemwa, step over. Try to find Spraggling, not able to connect.
Great defense again from Rapid City, picking that one off.
Spraggling stays on it, trying to get around his defender, and he does. Has one more to beat. finds Orisco, and almost in for the rookie Cesar off the far post, not able to tuck it in the lower 90. But the Crunch getting a little bit more of that possession and synergy on the field as they get their legs back rolling after last night's affair.
You talk about sharks and blood. They get goals. They being the Crunch, they feel more coming quickly.
A good save, outstretched arms by Musa, and just kicks it away. Cesar getting some instructions from the bench. Could have stepped there, allowed the shot to come off. Now a wide open net and off the far post for Rapid City.
Oh, Jermaine Jerez had that one dead to rights and couldn't get it to go.
Crunch defense got stuck all on one side of the field. Rapid City doing what they needed to do and just did not get the finish. 6:20 to go. Opening quarter, 2-0 Cleveland.
Ryan Weichel with the ball. Good to see the young fellow out there. Second game he's played for the Crunch.
Chanchar over to Sveko. Now to Musa. Musa up to Derzic off the wall. Tried to turn. Weichel made a run in the middle. Nothing there. Good switch to Jordan. Jordan settles it. Inside. Off the wall. Try to find Weichel. Not able to get enough on that. Torch collects and rolls out. On the attack come Rapid City.
Rapid City, good transition, good defense back two on the Crunch's end of attack.
Both of these teams are 3-1, sitting atop the Eastern Division. The Crunch with that win in December on December 17th with that head-to-head matchup have the first place in the Eastern Division, but really this is a battle early on for the top spot. Chanchar tried to find Weichel, wanted him to come to it, and it goes right back to Chanchar. Derzic will try to dribble out. No call there. Looked like he may have gotten tripped up. They let him play on. Like we saw last night, Munch, referees allowing these guys to play a little bit, allowing the physicality within the confines of the rules.
One thing that Rapid City has to do, one thing that any team has to do against the Crunch, nice shot taken there almost from midfield. If you think you've got an open shot, take it. Take it. I like the extra pass, but the bottom line is you got to find the back of the net to get you back in the game.
From Loa on it, and now they'll reset around midfield. Torch, welcome to come, helping the attack. Saw this a lot last night, more so from Musa. We also saw it from the Detroit Waza. Having this shorter field, less players on the field, the more skilled goalkeeper you can have, especially with their foot skills and the ability to get back, the better off you are in the attack. You can go 6-on-5. Good move from Jordan. Can he find the open run from Weichel? He does. Torch, not sure if he needs to come or not. Again, off the top of the goal and up and out of the field. Weichel trying to go up and over Torch. Torch just in the right position, making that a much more difficult area to get the ball in the back of the nets. Weichel with a couple good opportunities early in his second game on the season. Timeout, 4:02. First quarter, Crunch, 2-0. A goal by Ryan Minnick and a goal by Admir Sujevic has the Crunch up 2-0 again. Similar scoreline to what they saw in the first quarter yesterday. And Munch, we look back at yesterday, we talk about a shutout and how difficult it is. You can already see why it is so difficult with the ability of Rapid City early. Several opportunities, a couple have gone off the post, a few tremendous saves, and we would expect nothing less from Mario Musa. But it is difficult in this kind of high-paced action. You got the hockey version of soccer right here, 6-on-6. How do you like this early start from the Crunch?
Love the early start. Doing exactly what I had talked about. You get a goal. Now, let's get one more before you go down. Those last two goals, which was almost 4 minutes apart, 3 minutes and some change, but they're keeping up the attack. And you got to remember this, too. For a few shots that Rapid City has missed, Weichel definitely had a shot at putting the ball in the back of the net 3 times down there. He's young. Just the second game that he's played in. He'll be fine as you go along. But the Crunch definitely the aggressors here today against a very defensive-minded team.
Battle along the far boards as we get back underway, ticking under the 4-minute mark here in the opening quarter. Header by Kumbola. Rapid City with some space here on the near side. Step over Tom Beck defending. Chanchar comes to help. He rolls out to Suljevic. Touches by Kumbola. Now he'll run. Has 3-on-1 if he can get it there. Derazic is there, and it's a finish! Suljevic to Derazic.
My.
It's a beautiful thing. 3-0 Cleveland, 3:28 to go.
You saw it coming down. Suljevic on the left, Derazic on the right. Admir not even looking at him, but knew where he was, like a cat out of the corner of his eye, okay? And bang, gave him a pass. You talk about yesterday, I mentioned about putting the puck on the end of a hockey stick. You could not have placed that ball better as Suljevic did to Derazic to get it to find the back of the net. It was right on his foot as he struck.
And that's why we don't want to give them the full dynamic duo moniker of the old days of Zoran Karic, who had his jersey retired last night, and Hector Marinero. But this is the new age version. What you are seeing now, if you never saw Karic and Marinero play, this is the example with Suljevic and Derazic playing together for so long, so many different teams, outdoor, indoor, knowing where each other is going to be, and as you said, Munch, putting it on the end of the puck, putting it on the end of the foot. If Derazic even takes an extra touch, that allows Torch, the goalkeeper, to come over and defend that near post. He was already rotated over, plenty of space on the near side. Derazic making that run and finished. Harisco now back on it. He takes a shot off the board. Minnick will switch to Spragling.
I still have goosebumps from that. And I don't know if you saw, though, but you had a trailer from the Crunch coming down to mop it up in case Derazic couldn't find the back of the net.
I believe that was Weichel that was the trailer, so that shows you those fresh legs helping out in that midfield.
And then he understands the game, too, yes.
And why they brought a couple different players up to aid in the attack here this afternoon. Chip to Spragling, tried to scissor kick that one, not quite the bicycle kick overhead, kind of a side one that they'll call a scissor kick, but it goes up and out. I know Spragling really wants to test these boards, test that backflip here this afternoon.
Take the shot if you have it. You know, he gave it his all. Just again, shooting a few over. We saw a lot of that yesterday.
Torch. He'll get it back on his foot. He's got Baroni to his left, and he'll give it to him. Weichel, little high press. Kick all the way down to Musa.
And once again, that does nothing except give the Crunch the ball back. You have to find one of your men and get the ball to him.
As Cesar was trying to win that one in the air, but it goes off of Matt Jackson again. Jackson, we've seen a couple good defensive plays. While that header goes out and it gives the Crunch a set piece, it allows your defense to reset. So you'll take that if you are Rapid City. Zveko, far side to Cesar. Parker now back to Bobby Chanchar. Musa, your man of the match.
Oh yeah, get to the yellow line, take a shot.
Musa rips one. I saw him warming up in the shooting line this afternoon, so I know he fancies himself in those instances as well. He has 3 assists on the year, had 1 last night, and it is those outlet passes that he's able to just place in the right spot. And again, we talked last night, Munch, not being at the Sportsplex in these kind of games, there's no net, so it makes it a little bit easier to get those throws down and have a little bit more loft on them if you need it. Jordan, good deflection. He'll battle. And referees are pointing each different directions.
The referee on the spot said it's Crunch ball. Now, once again, if you're on the opposite side of the field, I don't know how you can make that call, and he was waved off. The refs have been phenomenal both evenings, but no, you're on the spot, let him have that call.
And they came to that agreement quickly, too. That's what you like to see, that eye communication. And just let the play keep going as we tick under 1:10 to go. Suljevic just got it on the back of his heel. Wanted to touch that one far post. Crunch still on the attack. Under a minute now. Leading 3-0 over Rapid City FC. Derazic off the wall. Back to him.
Derazic is everywhere this afternoon.
Had Jordan on the switch if he wanted. He finds his buddy Suljevic. Back to Derazic. They'll play a little 1-2. And now they'll
set it back up, right? And again, some people don't like that. They think, no, they're doing it for a reason. They're doing it for a purpose. They saw something that they couldn't strike because of the defense of Rapid City. They'll just attack them again.
Go back and reset. Always the best way to start your attack. Start from the back and go forward. Musa Over to Chanchar, 25 seconds. Looking for one more opportunity if they can get there. Suljevic will hold on to that. And arm over his back, across his neck. It'll just be a common foul. But Matt Jackson a little too physical there. Referees starting to let them play a little too much in this one. And that's when things can get out of control. Both teams show, if they start to show frustration, you want to keep your minds clear. You want to keep that composure. But the more you let that kind of stuff go on and not bring out the cards when needed, the more dangerous it becomes for both sides.
You know, I'm a city guy, and I look at Matt Jackson, that's a guy with a bad attitude. Or maybe just a guy that plays rough, all righty?
Yep. And we haven't just seen it from Rapid City either. We've seen a couple physical altercations here late in the first quarter, 17 seconds left as we wait for the game ball to come back into play. We've seen a couple physical interactions already. When those start to happen early, referees don't want to necessarily be the story, but they want to make sure the game is under control.
Dave Jordan's been as physical as you can within the rules of the game.
Within the rules, absolutely. Rapid City looking for one opportunity to close out the first quarter. 5 seconds. Minnick on it. Beck to Suljevic. He'll try to rip at the buzzer, and Kumbola just gets his foot on it, and that is how the first quarter comes to an end. We will hit a quick commercial break, and we will be back for your second quarter action. Cleveland Crunch on top of Rapid City FC 3-0. Kevin Arnold and Mark Munch-Bishop will be back in just a moment here on the MLIS streaming network for your Cleveland Crunch.
My name is Dr. Laurel Beverly. I'm an orthopedic surgeon who specializes in sports surgeries, and I am the co-director of sports medicine at the Metro Health Hospital System in Cleveland, Ohio. I see patients for a variety of bone and joint issues, such as rotator cuff repairs and knee arthroscopies. In fact, I specialize in a type of minimally invasive surgery called arthroscopy. I work with other physicians in sports medicine who diagnose and treat a variety of sports-related issues. But you don't have to be an athlete to see us. Call for an appointment with Metro Health Sports Medicine at 216-95-SPORT or visit metrohealth.org/sports-medicine.
We'll be back. Welcome back. Second quarter action just about to get going here at the IX Center. Kevin Arnold alongside Mark Munch-Bishop here for another Cleveland Crunch match, this time against Rapid City FC, a much more tightly contested match on the pitch to start in the first quarter, and yet the Cleveland Crunch are still up 3-0. We were talking in the break, Munch, about how you feel like Rapid City could have and should have had one, especially on the back post.
Yeah, Juarez had one, he had a sitter there, and he just couldn't get it down.
And with all of the attack that Rapid City had, all of the possession that they had in that first period, the Crunch still find themselves up 3-0. So have now held opponents scoreless for 5 straight quarters between last night and this afternoon.
And Jordan jumped behind Musa one time, saved another goal, scoring for the Crunch in the first quarter at 12:21. Minnick, he gets his goal that he didn't get yesterday, 8:44. It was Suljevic, and at 3:25, it was just a thing of beauty. You want to learn the game of Intor, replay it. Suljevic to Durovic. It was just, you couldn't have had a better goal than that, and that was at 3:25.
So the Crunch will start with the ball as both teams switch sides. Again, Rapid City FC in those black uniforms, yellow trim, white numbers on the back, and the Crunch in their clean, newer white uniforms with the red on the neckline and arms, red trim down the sides, black numbers on the back and on the shorts.
Shout out to both teams for making it easy for us to see the numbers. We don't have any black jerseys with dark red numbers on them, trimmed in black.
Another foul by Jackson, this time on Beck, shoulder in the back. So that's a couple fouls now. In danger of seeing a card is Matt Jackson. Jordan Not able to get around it. Beck with a rip just on the upper part of the board. Jordan try to get it back. Now Rapid City one-on-one with Musa. Good track back by Chanchar and Beck to come and cut that pass off as they had a man wide open on the back post again. Beck allowed to run. Barone knocks it out.
Great defense, as good as scoring a goal, and we saw it that time for the Crunch. Just when Rapid City thought they had a man open, bang, they were covered, passing lanes were jumped.
There's it. We'll switch to Jordan, and now back to Musa. Musa trying to get runners to come to him. He'll just kick it off the boards.
He wanted Derevich to make a move to it, but who's taking him? Mr. Bad Attitude, Mr. Jackson.
Barone cut off that pass, or else Derevich had another sitter at the back post. And now here comes Barone. Got some space. Jordan here comes to cut him off, and a punch over by Musa.
Skip your heart a beat a little bit.
Giuseppe Barone, who comes in first in the league in short-handed goals. So when they go down a man, able to get that short-handed goal, he has the lead in that. He can pounce at any time, one of the guys to look out for here this afternoon.
Again, defenders going to collapse in the box this time to help out Mr. Musa, but the defense has been superb again today. 13:52 again as we're into the second period of play.
Musa gets down to get that one. A lot of traffic in front. He'll try to throw. Torich, his counterpart, kicks out outside of his foot. Somehow finds a teammate in midfield and gets to the feet of Kumbola.
Taking their time and 3-0. No need for Rapid City to rush yet. They don't want to. They want to keep the Crunch off the scoreboard though, so they can play their game.
Kumbola now up top, makes a move around Sammy Mutemwa. Benny Harisco there to help out his buddy on the backside. Try to find Parker Cesar up top, the rookie, making his debut this afternoon. Good run. If he can get there and rip a shot just at the feet of Torich and out of play.
Good kick save. You know, we're seeing a couple of good ones again today. We saw a good one yesterday. He gave up 8 goals, but my golly, the netminder 4. The Detroit Waza was as good as they get too. Once again, he gave up 1. His defense helped give up the other 7. So he got very little help.
And we are being given the roster of the Rapid City FC, so we'll have more of those names here as the game goes on. Minnick, a rip right into the chest. He already has 1. He was looking for his 2nd. Good save again by Torch. We are seeing a great goalie performance on both sides again. Minnick there for the outlet pass, tried to tuck it in the near post. Torch, good angle. Interesting to see the referees allow both goalkeepers to wear the same colors. It would be the away goalkeeper that would have to change, but they allow him to play on. Understanding, both teams understanding who their keeper is.
We would hope that would be the case, right? Minnick trying to post up using that body to keep the defender away from the ball. Great move that time.
Spragling, he'll take a rip off the foot, up off the boards. Harisco trying to get there. He will to Sveko, and he'll reset back to Spragling. Harisco making a run. Spragling trying to get around Barone, and they let him play on. Barone yells out in frustration.
That was as physical as he could get. That might have been over the rules just a little.
Now, down on the near side, Mutemwa. Good defense along the boards. Tries to go it himself. And now finds Minnick. And they'll drop it back to Musa. Rapid City kind of in a showing that high press, and they'll back off, bringing all their guys back, kind of trying to allow the Crunch to bring that ball to the middle, and they collapse 2 or 3 players every single time.
Both sides getting a little bit more physical. Do you believe they're testing the guys with the whistles to see what the limit will be today?
They're testing that, and we talked late last night in the game, what would be one of the tactics maybe of Rapid City if they saw last night's match? Maybe try to get under the skin of the Crunch.
And run. Those 2 should be top 2 things on their agenda.
They only committed or received 2 cards last night, did the Crunch. but a lot of frustration expressed last night, and maybe Rapid City trying to test that as well. We have 10:45 left here in the first half. Crunch still with that 3-0 lead. Derizic blocked. Jordan off the far boards, just outside the post. Now Rapid City trying to go the other way. Chanchar, good defense at midfield. They get the pass down to the top of the box. Step over. Weichel stays with him.
Good defense by the young fellow Weichel.
Jordan, block of Kumbola. Derizic will try to turn. Just tripped up, and it'll be a restart for the Crunch. Clock stops, 10:14 to go. Again, still 3-0 Crunch.
Interesting, too, with the guys with the whistles. Some gentlemen have more tolerance than others. Some have less. And I think that was the less tolerance referee out there on that call.
So Musa will come up to take this one.
Which is not a bad thing. Because, again, he's accurate. His foot skills are marvelous.
Trying to find Beck off the board somehow. Gets all the way to Beck. He heads off to Suljevic. Back to Beck. He'll try to finish. And thought that went over the net. And the rookie gets his name in the scorebook off the headed assist. A header to a header. And a goal for Parker Caesar. What a way to make your name known. Make a debut here. 4-0 Crunch. 10:03 left in the first half.
I got to give him one. Parker, this goal is for you. Boy, beautiful, to no hesitation on that for a gentleman playing in his very first game at this level.
And you know what was so important there? May go miss because there's nothing that gets put down in the stat book for it. Tom Beck thought he scored. He thought it went over the line. They didn't stop playing. Suljevic didn't stop playing. Read the bounce, headed it across, saw Caesar on the backside. Caesar knew to put it in the back of the net, and now Rapid City with an outside of the right foot far post. They get their name on the scorebook, so 9:47 in. Crunch give up their first goal at home this season.
You know, it's interesting because they didn't waste much time. Actually, 16 seconds after the Crunch scored, and there's no celebration by the Crunch. They didn't let up. That was just a good goal.
May have been Matt Jackson on the far side. We've called his name a few times defensively. We'll get the official score here in just a second, as that was quick. Even coming back into our broadcast, us trying to settle back in. Those first 2 minutes, Munch, even account for us as well up here in the broadcast booth.
Well, look at Torch. He's playing like a defender. Well, on the Crunch side of the field.
Shot coming in. Spragling seeing Torch out, trying to send it down. But he is there in position, and he stays up top. Playing on the far side of the field. Barone. Trying to get it to Cernkick. And good defense there by Caesar to help. And now Harisco tries to clear. Spragling sends it all the way back down as Torch had retreated just outside of his goal mount. Rapid City feeling a little momentum after scoring that goal. A beautiful goal, too. Perfectly placed. Nothing Musa could do to get to that one. Barone will try to get another one here. Sends it in. Harisco knocks it away. Nerman, Cernkick. Inside to Herman Juarez. Juarez sends it over.
Boy, Juarez had him beat that time, too. You don't say that very much about Musa. Leaning a little bit to his left. Tried to put it over his right shoulder. Didn't get it to go. A little more confidence now offensively for Rapid City. They've turned into more of an attacking team than a defensive team, as you saw most of the first quarter.
8:26. Musa on the throw, trying to find Minnick. Minnick, good positioning, turns, stays in there. Bozak trying to tip it home, not able to do so.
Minnick gave him a real nice pass in traffic.
Nerman. Send it back, midfield. He'll get it back. On Chanchar. To Juarez. Jordan comes in. They let him play on as they contain possession. Juarez trying to find Barone. Now Minnick able to run. They have 3-on-1. Weichel joins the attack. Bozak on the right. Gets to Weichel. Trying to get around Torch. Good angle by Torch to come out to that one.
You know, the further you come out, if you have confidence, the less the man with the ball can see the net. You're cutting off the vision from him.
Back heel by by Barone, gets across and finds in the middle. That one deflects all the way around. Nerman Cernkic puts it in the back of the net now for Rapid City, and they have cut the lead in half for the Crunch. 4-2, 7:38 to go here in the second quarter.
Boy, they didn't waste much time either. 2 minutes and 9 seconds, and Musa got his hands on that one, but that ball spinning, tried to punch it out. That would have been one that you need to grab, but I won't question how Mr. Musa plays between the pipes.
Last time these two played, the Crunch got out to an early 2-0 lead. Then Rapid City came back with 3 of their own, and the Crunch really sealed it away with a 5-goal run, 5 unanswered goals in the middle portion of the match to ultimately win 10-6 on December 17th. Now Musa kind of playing off of his counterpart Torich, knowing he has a little bit more, feeling a little bit more confident in his foot skills. He comes up in the attack as well. Jordan at the yellow line. Switch of play to Chanchar. Starters in there. Derizic, Suljevic, Beck, Jordan, Chanchar, and of course the goalkeeper Musa. Chanchar. Run. Far boards. Passes. And it's an own goal. You put the ball in front of the nets. Good things happen.
Kambola, now he will not get credit for the goal.
He will not get credit for the goal, but Kambola was right there. He was trying to deflect it away, and he puts it in the back of his own net to help the Crunch in their effort here this afternoon. Chanchar put it in the right spot for a runner. It just so happened the runner was a Rapid City FC player. And on the own goal, 6:45 left, Crunch 5, Rapid City FC 2.
If you give it to anybody, it will be Chanchar. And I'm going to say this, and I say it in all respect, that Kambola's got to be glad he's not a Colombian. They don't take kindly to own goals in that country.
They do not. They do not. You are right on, right there, Munch.
Is my humor a little? I went to church this morning too. I want you to know.
No. I had to think about it for a second. I don't know. It was an early start for all of us here this afternoon after a long night. And Cesar on the score sheet just several seconds later. Not allowing the repartee between broadcast partners. Cesar said, "You talk about my scoring efforts here this afternoon, and we are. Your rookie debut is off to a great start, Parker. 2 goals for him, 6:23 left, 6-2. Crunch back to a 4-goal lead."
Here's what I've seen, okay? Number one, got the own goal from Kambola. Well, the Crunch said we want to put it in the back of the net. But number two, this is a very good Rapid City team. They cut that lead already to 4-2. And the Crunch are like, no, we need to put some more distance between us and them. And bang, I saw the attack mode in full swing. Good timeout now by Rapid City to readjust and get things together.
Yes, the second quarter timeout comes with 6:23 left. After that, Parker Cesar goal on the back post again. 6-2 Crunch in this one. Looking to get back-to-back wins. They've won 3 straight, trying to win their 4th straight here this afternoon. A long way to go in this one. While we have a second, Munch, I know we were talking in our pregame meeting. You had a question for me. You kind of teased a little bit to me.
And then I will, always tip you off because you're my catcher. You're going for a curveball. I'm not throwing you a split finger, okay?
I appreciate
that. The bottom line
is,
yesterday we saw some shots missed by the Crunch. Highly talented players. At times they opened their foot too much, so the ball curved the wrong way or went the other way. Leaned back so the ball went over. Was it rust for not having played for almost 45 days? Was it the excitement for a crowd? Like I said, it was like a rock concert. Is it just curious your thoughts on that?
I think you and I both know that we don't like excuses for the teams that we root for, that we cover, and we don't really try to make them. But there were, I would say, 3 factors that went into some of those opportunities, and you're seeing a little bit better finishing here. So I think one of those main ones is what you just mentioned, being off for those 40 days before last night, getting those legs back underneath them at game speed. I think another factor, not being able to practice on this turf before playing in a match the first time at the IX Center last night. And I think the third thing is you see it at all levels, even at the highest professional level that you can get to. Chris Vecco now, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, will hold that point for a second as they have a scoring opportunity. Rapid City FC trying to clear. Cesar keeping the ball in. Barone will go against Cesar, and Cesar just gets his body in the way. Barone easily to the turf.
Torch showed, too, that he can come out and play defense that time. To be able to handle a man like that was real good, but he's got a good frame, too.
But back to the conversation there, Munch. The third factor, I think, is, like I said, you see that at every level, depending on how the pass comes in, where the bounce is. Even the best players in the world, the best player that just won the World Cup in Lionel Messi, you see him put it over the goal at times too, leaning too far back. It is a difficult thing to get it as big as the goals are outdoor and the size they are here indoor. It is a difficult thing to put it in that proper place. As easy as it may look to those just watching at home, and as easy as these guys make it look, and the Crunch are making it look so far this afternoon, those moments are going to come, and you see a lot more of those moments than you see the ball in the back of the net, more so in the outdoor game. That's why you get the 1-0 games, the sometimes 0-0 ties if you're just in league play, and why the average sports fan doesn't always get into soccer, because they see those score lines. But there's so much more nuance that goes into it and so much more beauty of this sport, and that's why we try to help promote it as best as we can.
I knew that you would have the response for me.
Bozak on the shot. Cesar into the left paw of Torch, and he quickly clears. If it comes to soccer, most sports, Munch, but especially soccer, you got a question for me, the answer will come even faster than all the other sports. Jackson, far side. Rapid City trying to build back some of that momentum. 4:36 here in the first half. Crunch, we're up 4-0. 2 goals by Rapid City. Then 2 goals back by the Crunch, have a 4-goal lead, 6-2. Bozak, 4-on-3. He takes it himself.
Oh,
the
my.
Unselfishness was the right play there. Bozak, an absolute cracker into the upper 90. And it is 7-2.
Once again, a Crunch on the attack, less than 2 minutes away, and Bozak just fired. He had men on either side. He had a man break into the back post. You know what, though? It was the right thing to do. You've got a lane. There's no defender there. You have the netminder on one half of the net leaning that way. Bang, let it fly.
Aiden Bozak, his 3rd goal on the campaign. And he pushes the lead to the biggest it's been all afternoon. 5 goals. 7-2. Crunch over Rapid City.
Why is it? The Crunch had 8 yesterday. Once again, not disparaging the Waza, but it's obvious what we've seen. Very, very talented team here today, and I think the 2 goals by Rapid City fired up the Crunch in a big way.
And Derzic with another opportunity for one. Torch gets in front, deflects it away. Sojevic comes to help. He'll try to get off the boards. Trying to turn. Defender stays on his back. His buddy Derzic comes to help. Now Chanchar. They'll go back, space out that Rapid City defense. A little bit more patience to a purposeful attack so far this afternoon from the Crunch.
Don't you feel extra confident when Derzic and Sulovic are working the ball side back to back?
Tom Beck turns, got the defender behind him. All he could do was step in, and takes back to the turf. For the most part, Munch, we have seen a pretty clean game. No cards to this point on either side, a few fouls, but you're going to expect that in such a physical matchup, as these two teams know that they match up well. Crunch having the better end of it so far this season. Jordan on the rip, up, over, and out.
This was not for the faint of heart to be between these posts by either side, by Musa or by Torch.
So now Rapid City coming the other way. Torch will come out.
Torch is going to take what they give him.
All the way almost up to the yellow line. Now goal wide open. Matt Jackson there to help. Sujovic will try to chip as it spins, just misses the outward spin into that post. Oh boy, that would have been
wide right, would you call that?
just a bit wide right. That would have been one for the highlight reel, not just for the Crunch website, but for Sports Center as well. Musa, how did he get his foot to that
I don't
one,
know. I was getting ready to say it's 7-3.
That was a foot or a shin or something, but whatever it was, he got it out, and now Beck allowed to run. Derzic by himself. Off the board. Sujovic there. in the top of the net.
Oh, my.
Not to be denied again. Suljevic, his second. This time it's Derizic to Suljevic. That dynamic duo working well together again. And the Crunch right on their goal average at 8 already. Still 2:33 left here in the first half and a whole second half to play. 8-2. Munch, a beautifully worked goal once again between those two.
And after a light night last night, and I'm not talking about reveling on the town. After the game, you're worried you don't get to sleep till 2. But after they making us look good too, and I had just noted that when Suljevic and Derizic are working the ball, you feel so confident. It almost relaxes you to the point that something good's going to happen.
And how about that pass from Derizic? That is those finer nuances of the sport that in a 0-0 match that you may watch on TV, especially in the outdoor game. Those types of moments are what give me the biggest goosebumps. Not always the goals. Sometimes it's the pass and how these guys are able to work in such close quarters.
Suljevic, 2 goals, 2 assists. He's amazing.
Going for that man of the match honors again already. Now Minnick, touched by Barone. One man to beat. Takes a rip, and a good kick save that time by Toric.
Did Minnick just show you a gear there that you're not sure he had? Because he definitely accelerated.
I knew he had that gear. He is one of those kind of, I guess you would say, sneaky speed. But speed is something that you can't teach, and Minnick has had it. That's why he has been so big for the Crunch and other teams he has played for, being that forward up top. Why he is a super sub, because at times he can get physical. He can play with his back to the goal, turn on you, take those long outlet passes from Musa, and other times he can just run right by you.
Josh Cripps told me years ago, heck with the stopwatch, did anybody ever catch me? That's what Minnick could do too.
Cesar was looking for his hat trick there, as he is one of the players with 2 goals here, him and Admir. Marisco clears only as far as Kumbola. Kumbola rip right into his own teammate Barone, who collects off the boards, and a good touch away by Harisco. Good defense there to get clear, allow his rest of the team to get back behind the ball. Juarez down here near boards. Barone on it now. Harisco defending him. Itemwa steps out to Juarez. Toric comes up over midfield, joins in the offensive attack.
Definitely slowing things down here.
Toric will take a rip. That goes off Kumbola. Trying to clear only as far as Barone. A minute left to go here in quarter number 2. Crunch 8. Rapid City FC 2 looking for another one, and they get it. It goes to 8-3 just like that.
That was just a perfect setup. Plus, Zurchek was right in the middle of the box. Ball happened to come right to him. If he didn't get that goal, you'd be wondering why not.
And Nerman Cerntich.
Second of the game for him.
Second of the game, and a beautiful goal there, too. You have to give credit, tip your cap where due. Took a little touch on the half volley, outside of the right foot, and in the back of the net. So 3 goals now for Rapid City FC. Crunch still only on to a 5-goal lead. 43 seconds. Can the Crunch get another one? Will Rapid City FC find one more attack?
Well, they'd like to cut it in half. There's no doubt about that. I know that's the obvious, but nothing better to come out basically in a 4-0 game.
Musa, with Rapid City dropping back the final 23 seconds of the first half. Musa looking, waiting, looking for runners. Trying to look for Weichel off the boards. Toric just got his body in the way. Tries to throw down with Musa out. Quickly back to Bozak. 7 seconds. Cesar with a rip. Right, punched by Toric. Good punch there to finish out the first half. Parker Cesar, what a debut here in the first half. 2 goals for him. 2 goals and 2 assists we have for Admir Suljevic. 8 goals put up on the board. Not a shutout, but only allowing 3 goals by Rapid City FC. And your Crunch will take the lead to halftime to the locker room. Mark Munch Bishop, myself, Kevin Arnold will be back for your second half action in about 15 minutes. But until then, it is your Cleveland Crunch 8, Rapid City FC 3, right here on the MLIS streaming network for your Cleveland Crunch.
My name is Dr. Laurel Beverly. I'm an orthopedic surgeon who specializes in sports surgeries, and I am the co-director of sports medicine at the Metro Health Hospital System in Cleveland, Ohio. I see patients for a variety of bone and joint issues, such as rotator cuff repairs and knee arthroscopies. In fact, I specialize in a type of minimally invasive surgery called arthroscopy. I work with other physicians in sports medicine who diagnose and treat a variety of sports-related issues. But you don't have to be an athlete to see us. Call for an appointment with Metro Health Sports Medicine at 216-95-SPORT or visit metrohealth.org/sports-medicine. Thank you. My name is Dr. Laurel Beverly. I'm an orthopedic surgeon who specializes in sports surgeries, and I am the co-director of sports medicine at the Metro Health Hospital System in Cleveland, Ohio. I see patients for a variety of bone and joint issues, such as rotator cuff repairs and knee arthroscopies. In fact, I specialize in a type of minimally invasive surgery called arthroscopy. I work with other physicians in sports medicine who diagnose and treat a variety of sports-related issues. But you don't have to be an athlete to see us. Call for an appointment with Metro Health Sports Medicine at 216-95-SPORT or visit metrohealth.org/sports-medicine. Thank you.
When you retain premium value items as sport, you get an experienced attorney that is ready to get you the compensation that you deserve. Then go up against the big insurance every single day for the best results for you. Cardinal Credit is a not-for-profit financial cooperative owned by attorneys. This means that as a credit union member, you are never a person, but a full partner and owner. Credit union model, people helping people, is demonstrated every transaction that takes place at Cardinal. Cardinal promises each member personalized service and individualized financial advice.
That side has been filled all game. This side's been pretty filled.
Yeah.
There's 4 games here, right?
Yes.
How many at the sports place?
2.
2?
So I guess our Kambola is Kambola. It's B-L-O-A.
Oh.
And they had it written down as B-O-L-A.
I didn't say it's all.
Yeah.
It's
Kambola.
lower. There's a guy that you don't want to even give his first name. That low is it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love those guys from years ago. Even some of the guys that made it to indoor.
welcome back to the second half that is just about to kick off here from the IX Center. This is Cleveland Crunch Soccer on the MLIS live streaming network. This version, of course, for the Cleveland Crunch with the addition of LPV Productions helping to film the game here this afternoon. I'm Kevin Arnold. I am joined by Mark Munch Bishop. And at halftime, the Cleveland Crunch are on top of Rapid City FC in a back-to-back affair against that state up north. They are up 8-3. Crunch came in averaging 8.3 goals per game. And at halftime, already right on that average, going to be looking for more as both teams get warmed up coming out of the locker room. Munch, a great first half. What is the focus? What is that message for the Crunch to continue that here with a much better team, much better squad on the other side here this afternoon?
For the Crunch, number one, extra pass if needed. You have a shot, take it. Now, the extra pass is good unless you have an opening, a clear path to the goal that you can crack one or even drive the ball. Number two, I like to watch the little things off the action. I saw Norman Sarkic, we'll get it right, okay, as we go along, who has 2 goals for Rapid City. Talked a little bit to the Crunch players as he walked by, coming off. Basically, he was saying, hey, no, I got 2, I'm going to get a couple more. Well, you know, the Crunch can feed off of that too. But stay aggressive, keep playing defense, keep jumping back too, especially when Musa pushes the ball over the half-court line. Half-field line, I should say.
Yeah, careful not to wake an already dominant giant here this afternoon. Don't give him any more
and that's what Sarkic
motivation.
did, yeah.
And Sarkic doing that as he came back on. It was cool to see at halftime as the Crunch players, again, second straight day we've seen them first out of their locker room, back on the field to start warm-ups. They allow the youth soccer organization, of course, today is Brunswick Youth Soccer Day at the Cleveland Crunch game. But seeing the players come out and instead of waiting for all that action to be done to get out there and warm up or warming up in the middle of it, getting in the way of the kids, I saw players like Samuel Mutemwa and some of the other ones getting out there and playing with the kids. That is such a cool moment for them, and I know they're going to sign autographs after. It is such a great atmosphere here, and again, to have the IX Center now for 4 of these 6 home games, allowing more fans to come out, more families to come out, it puts goosebumps on your arms just with that, as well as some of the action we've seen here this afternoon as we do get underway. Rapid City FC, starting with the ball, goes out of play. So it'll be the Crunch, 14:54 on that third quarter clock.
And also, what does it make the youngsters want to do? What does it make the parents want to do? Come back and watch and support, as they should, because the Crunch supporting the community. But shout out to the good people in Brunswick, turned out in numbers today.
So a free kick actually now for Rapid City FC. Shot comes in, kick save from Musa out to Barone. We did get more of the roster at halftime, so any Rapid City FC fans, we do apologize for the first half. Try to get as many of the players that made the key plays in that we could, and we got more of their roster at halftime, so we will call that later on. There is a change at goalkeeper. It looks like their backup keeper, Miguel Cervantes, comes in at 1-1, 5.2 goals against average with 18 saves, a 58% save percentage on the season.
It couldn't, I know that the Crunch have 8 goals, but Torch was phenomenal, making great saves. There could be another 2 or 3 up there easily.
So look for the Crunch to test Cervantes early, as trying to see how he likes to defend the goal. Can he get down? Can he get up to those upper corners? Trying to test from different angles. Crunch looking to put some pressure on early, but Cervantes off his line well, and we'll roll out. That's Lido Esquivel.
Cervantes is a little bit more compact than Torch. I think if the Crunch try to go upper 90 or just straight ahead, tuck it underneath the crossbar, they'll have more success.
But quickly, Cervantes coming out of net. He is on the far side of the field, way up the field like Torch was, but much earlier is Cervantes. And now Suljevic was trying to win the ball with Cervantes out. He was going to take a shot. Took a little bit of a bump from Esquivel. Esquivel not happy by the call. Very smart.
There's a card.
And a card. The first card of the afternoon. He stopped a goal-scoring opportunity. As Cervantes was out, there was no one between Suljevic and the goal. Even with a little bump, as much as it doesn't look dangerous out there, that is a prevention of a goal-scoring opportunity. 2-minute penalty, 2-minute power play to your Cleveland Crunch.
Is it worth the card to keep a goal for certain. 'Cause that was a certain goal with Suljevic on the ball.
It depends on how confident Rapid City FC is in their penalty kill.
And they must be.
So stop the goal scoring opportunity. Derizic off the hands of Cervantes to Minnick, now to Jordan. Most of the starters in there, except Ryan Minnick. The power play sub comes in for Bobby Chanchar. Jordan takes a little bit of a knock holding his head.
How great is it having a defender like Jordan, though, that can put the ball in the back of the net? Dangerous. It's a lethal weapon.
And beautiful shoulder to shoulder. And now, shorthanded opportunity. Musa just gets enough. Goal for Rapid City FC, shorthanded in nature.
And they're complaining, too, because I will say this. One of the Crunch defenders was grabbing the jersey at that time. It looked like it was, oh, my golly, it was Giuseppe Baroni's, but still, the Rapid City Football Club got one to go.
So Oriban gets the goal, took a shot, got deflected, and now whistles fly again. Minnick not happy about something. Quick restart for the Crunch. Barone and the official come and talk to each other. 3:17 to go. Rapid City have cut the lead in half and have done so in the short-handed affair. So Oriban gets his first. Nerman Srnkic has two. Matt Jackson has the other. Power play still on. Suljevic with a rip. Deflected. Jackson will clear. Back on it.
This is going to fire up the Crunch. You do not like giving up a short-handed goal. I don't care in what sport you play.
Minnick, Suljevic to Derizic on the far side. He'll rip up and over.
What did he want to do? He wanted to go up high. He wanted a new keeper on Cervantes.
He wanted to test Cervantes up high for sure, Munch. 12:45, clock stops. Cervantes will get us back underway in just a moment. 8-4 Crunch here in the third quarter. 3-1 are the Crunch. So are Rapid City FC. Crunch got the better of them back on December 17th, 10-6. And now a delay getting the ball back in play. We kind of talked in our pregame meeting as well, Munch, about, we saw this yesterday. Is there a way that they can, with these new boards, this new field, is there a way to have a game ball a little bit closer to the net? One goes far out, let the kids go run and get it, but you can still get back.
There is one with the two officials between the benches.
You wonder why they don't, especially having the two extra officials, why they don't bring that back in play. Barone takes the foul. Cervantes back underway. Toric, in some of that stoppage, was being talked to by the officials for his mouth as well. Both teams a little more testy to start coming out of the locker room break.
That is an understatement. It just dawned on me. Didn't we have three officials on the field last night?
We still had two officials that they may have used one more so on the field, but there's usually two on the field and then two here in the box.
There were three on the field yesterday. Just curious why.
Minnick. Suljevic rips into the back of Barone. Now Jordan. Jordan off the wall. Minnick is there. A quick pass. Barone not happy, but it doesn't matter what he thinks. All that matters is the ball is in the back of the net, and Minnick has another. Two for Ryan Minnick, 9-4.
Was the setup beautiful, though, to get the ball?
The setup was absolutely beautiful, picture perfect. From Jordan to Minnick, and the Crunch regain that 5-goal lead, and they get the power play goal.
Oh, my. Minnick, no, not on the score sheet yesterday. And the bottom line is you couldn't have been any prettier. That's all I'm going to say.
Now the rookie, Parker, comes in. As a shot comes in on Musa. Parker Cesar with 2 goals in that first half, making a name for himself. Might be looking for that hat trick here in the second half, as are 2 other players in Admir Suljevic and now Ryan Minnick for the Crunch.
Will we see Liam McIntosh today?
We might, depending on the scoreline, I think, going into that fourth quarter.
Or maybe halfway through the fourth.
Halfway through the fourth, where that scoreline is, how much control do the Crunch have? Give him Musa a break, but I know Musa wants to stay in there.
He'll play again tonight, he told me earlier.
He wants to keep that goal, that league-leading goals against average, which was 3.33. That will go up here now that Rapid City FC have 4 goals, but he'll want to keep that goals against average and that lead in MLIS. Turn, rip, goal.
Oribon again. Back-to-back goals here in the third for him.
Nice left-footed shot. Nothing Musa could do to get down to that one. It was quick on the turn. And Oribon gets his second, so he joins Nerman Srnkic with 2. And they put 5 up on the board. Musa a little frustrated with himself on that one. 11:01. 2 goals for Rapid City, 1 for the Crunch here. Fireworks early in the third quarter.
Musa is upset because he saw it all the way and just couldn't get to it. And that'll drive a keeper of the medal of Musa crazy.
And I think a perfect song playing in the background. The theme from Top Gun by Kenny Loggins, Danger Zone. Crunch in a little bit of a danger zone right now. Rapid City getting a little momentum here this afternoon. Of course, Top Gun Maverick, one of the Best Picture nominations for the Oscars. Crunch looking for a trophy of their own, and that is an MLIS championship, another professional championship of their own. Cervantes picks the kick out of the air. Musa trying to track back quickly. Barone, back heel, keeps it in.
Good job by Barone that time to keep the ball from going out of bounds. Here comes the Crunch back on the attack.
Margaret Cesar to Samuel Temoa sees 3 defenders. Wisely holds it up.
Now he's got 4. What was 2 against 4 there for a while.
Benny Arisco comes to help. Got a man on his right. That's Ryan Weichel. Rylan Weichel. Dispossessed by Kambloa.
How you like Weichel passing the ball off the board to himself? Something you don't see very often.
Sveko in. The rookie. Cesar off the wall. Sveko there. Not able to get it. Bozak had a chance. And it comes all the way back. Chanchar collects in his own half.
I'm going to call Bozak the janitor. He was ready to clean that one up in a big, big way, and it just wasn't able to get to it.
So now 9.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Cervantes, eyes open on that one. Cervantes coming in at halftime to replace Torch, who had 8 goals going on him. Coming in, Torch was actually 2-0, Munch. 31 saves, 2 goals against average in limited action already this season. 91% save percentage.
Well, not today against the Cleveland Crunch.
And he has a goal to his name, but the Crunch doing business and putting him on the bench at halftime. Rapid City using the 2-goalie system here this afternoon. Barone.
They got 8 against them in the first half.
Over to Cervantes. Deflection off of Jordan. That allows Musa.
Well, I didn't think Musa saw Cervantes all the way up because there was no one. There was not a black shirt or the netminder Cervantes on their side of their defensive side of the midfield.
Chanchar tried to find Bozak. He'll try to catch up to Barone. Barone with some speed. Chanchar staying on his hip. Little spin. Barone looking for a foul.
That's too much. No. You know what, Barone? Here's the problem. You dribble the ball too much. Don't be mad at the referee.
Yeah, stepping over the ball, taking your foot, taking your momentum off. And either Bozak or Weichel touched it. Looks like Bozak is celebrating. It can go to either one. It doesn't matter. It's another goal for the Crunch. If that's Bozak, I believe that's his second of the night. And now a card is going to come out for dissent. A 5-minute card to the first half goalkeeper, Jay Torch, who has been mouthing off to the officials this entire quarter. And we are less than a halfway through it.
Let me tell you something. Right then, and I mentioned it was a dribble. You know, that's when you need to pass. But instead of going back to play defense, what happened? Stood and jawed with the official. When that happened, the Crunch came on the attack and had numbers.
For a talented team like Rapid City, that's where both coaches are going to be talking about composure. You're starting to see the cards come out a little bit more frequently now. Referees taking control of this one. You've seen frustration from both teams here in the third quarter, but more so from Rapid City. And they get the 5-minute yellow card.
Barone will be on the bench for 5, and he's one of their players. I mean, when I say players, he's definitely an upper echelon guy.
Oh, my word. Oh, my word. What an absolute beautiful goal. 11-5. 8:28.
Celebration time for the Cleveland Crunch. 8:28, 9 seconds between goals that time.
If you liked the chip from Mikey Derzic last night, that is one you're going to want to go back and watch again from Admir Suljevic. Is that 3 for him this afternoon, Munch? Is that a hat trick? He's going to go for it again and gets it again.
Oh, my!
Oh, my word! There is nothing to do but let you watch and enjoy the beauty that is Admir Suljevic. A standing ovation from the IX Center crowd.
Suljevic, goal at 8:49 of the first. Suljevic, goal at 2:33 of the second. Suljevic, goal at 8:28 of the third. And Suljevic, goal at 8:21 of the third. You heard me correctly. 7 seconds apart. Do you believe in miracles? Ripping it off from Al Michaels in the Olympics, okay? We've got one here today.
You know, Munch, I got to see this firsthand in practice and in games in high school, being high school teammates with Admir and his brother Almir. I've seen that stuff, and yet I am still brought to my seat because my legs,
as you should be,
my legs have lost all feeling from how great those back-to-back
get you
shifts
wobbly.
were.
And you know, here's Baroni once again on the bench, not helping his team, one of their better players. Fact is fact.
8:12 to go, 12-5 crunch. And we talked about fireworks to start. Admir Suljevic said, enough of the fireworks from Rapid City. I'm going to show you what I'm made of and what this team is made of. Cervantes, you want to come that far out? Parker Cesar going for the hat trick. Not quite just yet.
Serkic tried to pull Matumbo down. This one's going to get chippy yet, okay? Not quite a street fight from Fleet Avenue or that nature, but dang close.
Spraggling on. As I get my own composure. The coaches are telling their teams to take
your breath
composure.
away. No.
Take your breath away.
That's how amazing Suljevic is in this entire Crunch team.
That's that Wycliffe Blue Devil pride on display there for you, Munch.
And the standing ovation. The best part is the folks here, they know the game. They love their Crunch, and they realize they're watching greatness. No one's getting a crown yet, okay? No one's being adorned. But Suljevic is great, and that's all I'm going to say.
Spraggling. Now to Bozak. As the Crunch settle things down. Benny Harisco on with Aiden Bozak. Chris Vecco now up in the midfield. Parker Cesar up top as well. Bozak comes to meet it. Vecco was looking for it. Run back post. Spraggling decides to go to Harisco. Harisco has Musa if he wants him. Chooses Vecco up on the far boards.
I like to take some air. Frustrated. Frustrate the Rapid City defense.
Spraggling.
He's to go back to Musa. No, he wants to man in the corner.
Chip to Svecko. Svecko back to Harisco. Pressure. Back to Musa. Musa calm on the ball. He'll send it in for Spraggling. A scissor kick off the wall again. He's had 2 chances.
The king wants one of those.
He wants it so bad. Maybe pressing a little bit out here. But now Lito Esquivel on the run. Kambloa takes the shot. Didn't get all of it. Hit that foot off the turf as he went to strike the ball as well. And Musa calmly to the ground.
That's a case of being too open and just not keeping focused and trying to tee it off quickly.
Feel the air taken out of Rapid City a little bit as they felt momentum here in the third quarter. Admir Suljevic doing a lot of that with 2 tremendous goals. We're not running replays. Admir said, I'll help you out with that, and I appreciate that, buddy.
Well, it was special. 7 seconds apart. That's what you call an avalanche.
Musa to Chanchar. Subs coming in. Starters back. Chanchar, Jordan, Derzic, Beck, Suljevic. Musa up at midfield, around the crest. Those just tuning in for the first time, you see those 4 stars above the Cleveland Crunch crest. That indicates the 4 championships they've won in the organization's history. Beck to Chanchar, back to Beck. They'll bring it back to Musa.
Good defense that time for Rapid City. Got to give them credit. They collapsed nicely.
Musa helping out, giving the Crunch 6-on-5 advantage on offense. Crowd staying in this one, 4:37 now. 12-5, third quarter. Crunch on top of Rapid City. Derzic checking in, as if coming to that high post in a zone. Jordan going for the spectacular and goes way out of play, and will allow some of the youth soccer players here to bring that ball back to us, and it looks like a timeout will be called. Both teams will come to their bench. Everyone catch your breath. Boy, oh boy.
We still have 4:22 left in the third and another whole quarter to play.
I wish I described those 2 goals better than saying, oh my word, but there was just no words coming to me in those instances, and that, I think, tells you exactly how beautiful that back-to-back sequence was by Admir Suljevic.
It was greatness, as I mentioned yesterday, not denigrating in any way, shape, or form the Prime Minister of Indoor Soccer, Zoran Karic, but every time I see Suljevic on the field, I see some of Karic's game in him. Every time I watch Derzic play, I see some of Hector Marinaro's game in him. Dynamic duo of the 21st century, dang close.
4 goals, 2 assists on the afternoon. Still 4:22 left in the third and a 15-minute fourth quarter. I know, depending on the scoreline, we already mentioned, will we see Liam McIntosh in goal this afternoon? Will we see more time for some of the youngsters? We haven't seen much of Bobby Sirambitis, as he was a replacement on the roster this afternoon. But, hey, those fresh legs, get some of your starters out in that fourth quarter if you can keep this lead. But the focus right now is to maintain the pressure you have put on here in the third quarter.
It's funny, Sarah Biddy's just talking to Chunkar, waving to him over, saying, come on off, and Mr. Chunkar was laughing.
Baroni against Beck. That looked like it went off of Beck's hand, nothing called. We continue play. Suljevic turns, gets to Beck. Good foot skills, gets tangled up. Nothing called. Beck keeps his composure, just gets right back up, gets on defense.
Once again, let him play within reason. And the referees have shown that they will do that, but they also won't hesitate to blow the whistle or pull a card.
Baroni turns.
And once again, Baroni can be helping his
Derzic,
team.
wide open net. Nothing they could do. Derzic takes advantage of the open net. A passing shot right underneath the signs of some of our partners here with the Cleveland Crunch. We want to thank Freeman, Damiano, and Smith, and of course Staples. And thank you to Mikey Derzic for adding another goal. 3:45 left. It is now 13-5. The rout is really on in the third quarter.
13 against a very good team. And you know what? We talked about getting under the skin. The Crunch are doing that without throwing smoke. The Crunch are doing that without locking elbows or throwing elbows at somebody or grabbing a jersey. They're doing it by their play on the field. And right now, Rapid City is a team that is demoralized. And Baroni, again, rolling around on the field, did not help his team by running out. And now a yellow card on Baroni.
He was actually first shown a blue card, and now a yellow card for continuing the conversation.
So another 5.
And the language with the officials. Yes, it was a double team. Yes, he went to ground, but I think the officials have seen him going to ground a little too easily, so he is not getting the benefit of the doubt here later on in the game. He set the wrong precedent for himself as a player. He is a talented player.
Yes, he is.
We have seen talent. We have seen the foot skills from Baroni, and this is more so as the coach mind in me, Munch, coming out. Going to ground so easily early. The referees saw that. They caught on to that. Now you're not going to get the benefit, even if it's a subtle touch that would be a foul to take it to the ground. And now he puts himself on the bench and hurts his team.
Surprising, Ryan Minnick looked over at Baroni. Baroni was barking at him. Minnick took his hand like in a talking gesture and walked away, but just went like that to him, you know, like flapping his hand, like keep talking because you're going to be sitting on the bench longer.
And Minnick is more focused on what is going on the scoreboard and continuing to maintain that, not allowing Rapid City to gain any momentum back in this one with how much control they've had. What's really hurt Rapid City in this one, Cervantes continuing to come out of net, being more of that speedster that they want out there, that field player coming in goal. But the Crunch have taken advantage of that 3 times to my count.
Cervantes has given him 5 goals in 9 minutes. He should be worried about protecting the goal mouth.
So 13-5, third quarter action. here at the IX Center. Kevin Arnold alongside Mark Munch Bishop. Thank you to everyone that has tuned in today, last night. Good shot from Matt Jackson. Rapid City trying to collect. Spragling will just kick it off the board. Somehow misses the apparatus up top here in the IX Center, and that is a high ceiling to hit for sure. Ball stays in play.
And Bobby Zerembides is into the game. The Mad Greek 2.0, already making his presence felt on defense.
I mentioned it last night, he is the son of former Crunch player Tim Zerembides. Musa.
Well, Cervantes took a nasty shot.
Cervantes way up there now. Zerembides wisely just sending it back. Cervantes travels all the way back to his goal mount, the furthest we have seen him back towards his own goal this entire quarter. Zerembides sends Mutemwa on the run. They'll let him play advantage. Mutemwa's feet taken out, so the foul will be called there in a much better restart position.
Foul on Escobar. Boy, both teams being physical, but both teams pressing it. But right now, physical is one thing. Crossing the line is another.
Mutemwa, step over, dragging the jersey, tries to find Minnick. Mutemwa stays on it, not able to grab it.
That was youth that time. Zerembides needed to be on the right side, crashing, kind of laid back. He'll get that down in no time.
Don't want to get away from your principles either. You want to keep moving that ball. You're still in the third quarter.
Mm-hmm.
As different lineups get in there, I'm sure they're going to Coach Benny Dargle is going to try some different combinations out there. You want to maintain that same philosophy you have so that if that lineup is needed in other games due to availability of players, you have that chemistry already built.
Zerembides just took the ball away, let it drop off his chest.
And a hat trick. So a bright star for Rapid City, especially in this third quarter, as Oriban gets a hat trick, 3 goals. Apologies, we do not have his first name as he was not listed on their roster on their MLIS official website. But
all 3 goals here in the third for Oriban.
But he's making a name for himself, and sometimes it's better off if you're only known by one name. And Oriban is surely the one name known here in the third quarter for Rapid City.
Ronaldo, not bad to be known by one name, right?
Ronaldo, Messi,
bingo,
Beckham, LeBron. I could name them all, but we'll keep what.
And you know you're special when you give one name and you know who that person is, like Munch.
Absolutely. I've been saying Munch this whole time, and sometimes I've questioned, should I be saying the whole name? And then I remember Munch has been doing this a long time and been doing it a great job the entire time he has been doing it.
Thank you.
And everybody knows when I say Munch who I am talking about here in Cleveland.
I owe a lot of people money, my friend. Now the slate is clean, just like the shutout last night by Moose.
13-6, 21 seconds left in the third quarter. A dominant quarter by the Crunch. Rapid City, Oriban getting 3 goals for them, doubling the amount that they had at halftime. Musa going for the chip. Not that far off, but does go out of play.
Now the officials hurt us because they're getting ready to give a game ball that was with them in the little box between the benches. But they still waited for the other one. That's okay.
8 seconds now back underway. Rapid City will try to take a final shot. 3 seconds, 2, and 1. Clock will stop just as it goes out of play. So 1 second remaining. Musa will just throw it back in play, and both teams will hit the quarter break. The referees actually call for the quarter break immediately, and the clock has hit 0:00. The horn sounds here in the third quarter. The Crunch leading 13-6, 2 of the more spectacular goals you're going to see off the foot of Admir Suljevic, who has 4. We will take a quick timeout and be back for the final quarter of action. Mark Munch Bishop, myself, Kevin Arnold will be back with the Cleveland Crunch leading 13-6 right here on the MLIS streaming network for your Cleveland Crunch.
My name is Dr. Laurel Beverly. I'm an orthopedic surgeon who specializes in sports surgeries, and I am the co-director of sports medicine at the Metro Health Hospital System in Cleveland, Ohio. I see patients for a variety of bone and joint issues, such as rotator cuff repairs and knee arthroscopies. In fact, I specialize in a type of minimally invasive surgery called arthroscopy. I work with other physicians in sports medicine who diagnose and treat a variety of sports-related issues. But you don't have to be an athlete to see us. Call for an appointment with Metro Health Sports Medicine at 216-95-SPORT or visit metrohealth.org.
I know the game starts at 3, maybe 3:45 or so.
One final time, welcome everyone tuning in to Cleveland Crunch Soccer this weekend and this afternoon as the Crunch are doing battle with Rapid City FC, their second game against them. Second game of the weekend. They played last night, beat Detroit Waza, and today they're looking for another win, their fourth straight win. They are in a good spot to do so, leading 13-6. I am Kevin Arnold. I'm joined by Mark Munchbishop. One final time this weekend from the IX Center. The star of the game so far has been Admir Sujovic, who we have listed, and we'll check the official stats at the end of the game, but we have listed 4 goals and 2 assists in this one.
And young Mr. Parker Cesar in his debut with a couple of goals. Interesting note, people have said to me many times, I just got a text saying, will the starters be in? They certainly will, because there will be games where the starters are going to have to go the entire distance. You want to make sure that they're conditioned to do that.
If there's a game that you need and you play in that back-to-back scenario like the Crunch are this weekend, you want your players conditioned for those scenarios as well as every other scenario they may face in the season.
Orban just played some nice defense, too. Hey, we give credit where credit's due. Young man has a hat trick, and he's playing some good D.
A great first touch by Crnkic, too, who has 2 goals this afternoon. So we'll make sure we give credit where credit is due. With the way this game is going, a lot of credit has to be given to the Crunch and one of their main stars, Admir Sujovic.
Beck was amazing there with the ball on his foot. And Beck a little bit of a shove there. Yeah, it's going to go the other way. He got Crnkic, but Crnkic has been talking the entire game.
Yeah, shoved there from Beck on Jackson. Jackson's also been involved in some of the action there. So taking a little bit of it back, but you want to still keep your composure. You don't want to see that from Beck because the referee could have easily, at this point, showing so many cards, they could have easily brought out a card there with them more in control of this game. Cervantes out of his own net again, all the way up in midfield. See if the Crunch can continue to take advantage of that. 13:23 left.
Minnick sensed it that time, too, and he wanted the ball in a bad way.
Jackson back to Cervantes, who rightfully so now will act as an extra attacker. Minnick will go for goal and hit the back of the net.
Minnick, I saw his eyes get big. They got big the last time up. He wanted it in a big, big way. And flying Ryan Minnick, he's got a hat trick for your Cleveland Crunch.
Boy, Ryan Minnick, after not hitting the score sheet last night, he has made sure his name is well represented on the score sheet this afternoon. Minnick came in with 6 goals. If that is a hat trick for him, that makes 9 goals on the season.
14, 2 touchdowns for the Cleveland Crunch.
14-6, 13:10 left. Minnick and Sujovic would be tied for the team lead in goals at 9 with the 4-goal performance from Admir and the 3-goal hat trick performance from Ryan Minnick. 7 of those coming from Minnick and Sujovic, but a mistake by Musa there along the boards, not getting rid of it. And the Rapid City FC capitalized. Munch, I did not see the player.
I will let you know. That is
Crnkic?
Crnkic again, so he's got a hat trick today.
So we got 3 players with a hat trick and a couple other players close to it. A lot of goals scored. This is why shutouts, like last night, mean so much more because it is so difficult. Even for the best goalkeepers like Mario Musa, teams are going to find a way to score. You just don't want to give them those opportunities right in front of your net like he did there.
This is a sport that enhances scoring, and the fans appreciate it. I enjoy it, too.
And we can call out those mistakes and things like that. The harshest critic in those scenarios is going to be Mario Musa.
I agree 100-fold.
one of the leaders on this team, and he will hold himself accountable just like he holds his teammates accountable at the same time.
Baroni back in. We'll keep an eye on him.
Musa.
Say much. Why is that? Well, he's a repeat offender, okay? It's called recidivism. You get locked up, you come back out, you commit another crime. Did you tell I was a sociology major for a few years?
I took a couple sociology courses.
Sociology, criminology, indeed.
Yeah. It wasn't for me much. I figured, at first I was going to be a teacher, but now I'm doing this and loving every second of it, and loving every second of being able to call a game alongside you as well.
Is it 44 years in the business? You know what? How I avoided working, I don't know. And there are 90-hour weeks, but still haven't worked a day in my life.
Absolutely. Musa, good paw in the upper corner. Knocked that one away. 12 minutes left. 14-7 crunch. Spragling will go for a rip and go over.
Needed that about 4 feet down. Musa that time, like swatting a fly, just flicked it away.
See Gilson Calderon, who didn't have listed on the roster we got at halftime, but Gilson Calderon just got word on Twitter, number 18 checking in to the game. Baroni, though, with it to Calderon. Calderon, good turn, good rip, and finds the back of the net again. Back-to-back goals from Rapid City.
Like you told us who it was.
And Gilson Calderon makes it 14-8. What was an
Make you nervous, 14-8, 6-point lead?
Not quite yet, but something the Crunch will want to get under control and go on the attack themselves. What was an 8-goal lead is now a 6-goal lead for the Crunch, 14-8. You get up by so much, do you let down a little bit? Crunch will want to get the engines revved back up as Bozek tries to do that along the boards. Tried to find Weichel, not able to do so. And we go the other way. Chanchar, Musa coming out. A little chip, but Cervantes is there.
Cervantes is a little snake bit. He's going to stay up more in the box a little bit more, especially now with a 6-point lead.
Calderon with
6-point deficit.
He'll take another one right into the waiting mitts of Musa. He'll run. He's going to try to throw it over Cervantes, and that one just died in the air. Derzic is upset. He had the run.
Yes, he did.
On the far side of the field, but Musa tried to go for goal. Kambloa takes a shot off the board. Bozak will clear out of play. Derzic was not happy, and they will talk it through. But two guys, again, that have played together so many different scenarios, they have that kind of relationship where they can get on each other but not make an example out of one another.
Great to see the grandstands, I'll call them, with padded seats filled for this afternoon's game. Of course, last night we had an overflow, and people coming to the game, I'm getting texts like, dude, this is an amazing facility. It certainly is. And I'll take a dude anytime.
Baroni with the free kick chose to go short. He'll stay on it. Overlapping run. Now Cervantes comes out of goal. He'll join the attack. Crunch under a little bit of pressure here. Opening 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. Fourth and final quarter. Zukic with it. Cervantes will take a rip into the back of his own player. Now he's got to track back. Derzic will sprint with him. Almost getting his foot to it. Derzic gets there. Zukic able to get it away and off the board. But Cervantes will not be able to use his hands, as that was a pass back from Zukic to his goalkeeper.
Interesting, teeing off his own man, and guess who it was? Mr. Baroni. I call that a bad karma day for that fella.
Musa with the touch. Mishit on the attempt, or else that could have been another goal as the Crunch were caught out in a substitution. Suljevic looking for 5, puts it in! Kiss off the post and in.
Cesar made that happen by pushing the ball up, and Suljevic, it's almost a guarantee that ball was going to go to the back of the net.
He knew where Cervantes was playing, and all he had to do was tuck it in the near post, and he decided, let me get a little kiss off the board. Just like a shooter calling bank, Suljevic calls bank for his 5th.
Side pocket, okay?
Side pocket. If you're playing pool, we'll bring all the sport references, so anyone that's new to the game of soccer, whether indoor, outdoor, or just in general, we'll make sure everyone knows Mario Musa gets a big hand as he comes out. We do see Liam McIntosh come in. The Crunch stretch their lead back to 7.
I feel good with 7.
15-8.
If it had been cut to 4, I'd be nervous because the goals can happen bang, bang. But to Suljevic, with a 5 spot, baby.
Soyevich tries to set up Parker, and he gets it! Parker Caesar on his debut. That's a hat trick. 3 players with at least 3 goals. Soyevich, his 3rd assist, and a masterful performance being put on.
Soyevich to Caesar, 16-8. And here's what's interesting. You talk about the flurry, 16 seconds apart on those goals. The Crunch making a habit out of that.
We'll double check as Caesar was along the near boards. Hopefully he didn't take too many touches where it takes the assist away from Soyevich. But we're giving him it. 5 goals, 3 assists. Parker Caesar set up Soyevich. He's got 3 goals and possibly an assist to his name as well. The stat sheet is loaded.
In his
this
debut.
afternoon. In his debut.
Crazy. Called up this morning.
We've mentioned the word, I think one of the words of the weekend, Munch, has been composure.
Mm-hmm.
The composure for him and composure from Soyevich off the board. Caesar brings it down, will rip off the board himself.
And I like that. He had a shot, he took it.
Not letting up at all are the Crunch, and that's what you wanted to see. Get your minds back going. Beck will go 3-on-1, has Soyevich, has Caesar. Caesar to Soyevich, tried to tuck it in, and good defense. That may have been Oribon and Jackson getting back for Rapid City.
Oribon was down there that time along with Zukic, playing great D.
Caesar trying to find Beck, trying to get him a goal. Beck coming to the bench. Spragling will come in for him. We'll let the action kind of go right now. Oribon at the top of the box. He'll take a rip out of the post. Caesar with a back kick to get it out. It's a good clearance. Those are the things that don't necessarily go in the stat book.
Thank you.
But which will help with our composure conversation in just 1 second. But Rapid City still near their goal mount. Spragling to Soyevich, out to Specco, and Rapid City will clear. The composure of a rookie in their first game, yes, he has the talent, but allowing the game to come to him. He was a little bit quiet when he first came in the first quarter. He let himself get into it, and that, for a young player, is so crucial and adds more depth to this team.
You know, what amazes me, too, is Soyevich does not have Durzik on the court. Part of his, the brilliance, greatness with this team is, and it doesn't diminish him one bit.
So now a blue card will come out to Sammy Mutemwa. So the first time.
And Matt Jackson just pushed somebody, too. I think he did. Yeah, you see Jackson pulling his hands back. He pushed Sammy.
And that's one of those ones where Coach Benny Dargle will have talking points for Mutemwa. Yes, Matt Jackson has been a thorn in the side for the Crunch. You don't want to react with the same kind of action. You want the talking all to be done on the scoreboard, and most of it has here this afternoon as we do hit the 4th quarter timeout. 7:46 to go. 16-8 Crunch looking to go to 4-1 and maintain a firm hold on the first place in the Eastern Division. They came in tied for 2nd with Houston in the entire league, who is leading the Southern Division at 3-1 as well. Omaha Kings are 5-0 on the season. And, Omaha has been one of those teams that when the Crunch first came back in MASL2, they made the move to MLIS this year as well. Really good battles between the Crunch and them. So definitely, I'm sure, 2 teams will keep an eye on each other, but the Crunch will be wanting to just focus on 1 quarter at a time, and then next game, whatever that next quarter they get to play in, they'll focus on that as well before truly focusing on any other teams outside of their division.
Crunch short-handed, defense laden, and they got young Bobby Therambidis in there. He's got fresh legs. He's got young legs. That makes a difference at times.
Omaha Kings leading the Central Division. So Eastern, Central, and Southern Divisions. 3 divisions, 12 teams, 4 teams in each division here in MLIS, their first season of action as a league. I know that there's already 4 teams ready to join next year, or talk of 4 teams ready to join next year, and other teams on that waiting list.
Liam McIntosh flicked that one out of the air as one of the players from Rep City was getting ready to go in and head it, and he took it right away from him.
McIntosh hadn't seen any action yet this season. Good to get that backup goalkeeper some time. Again, availability of roster in those first few road games, those 3 road games the Crunch had.
Great defense, poking the ball away as the Rapid City Football Club tried to force it into the box.
Serembitis of a nutmeg of Iscavel, but Iscavel, good defending. You can tell that defensive talent just getting in the way. Yeah, you'll take the ball through your wickets, And a goal. Good pass from Barone down to the far post. Wait for him to turn his back, but
exactly.
well-worked goal for Rapid City FC. They make it 9, so a good goal-scoring showing by them as well. 9 goals, a lot of times is going to put you in a great position to win.
That was Zukic with the goal.
Zukic will get the goal. One of those players we don't have the name for, but you put that one name down, that's what you're going to be known by anyways. 16-9, 6:19 left in the fourth quarter. Crunch, I know, we'll talk in training after this one. Yes, the legs might be tired, but keeping your foot on the gas and defensively staying in position. Clearance away from Bozak. The rookie, Parker Cesar, comes to get it. Over to Bozak. He's got Weichel if he can find him. Cesar's at the top. Weichel turns to his right, just wide
Had the
of the
back
net.
post open.
Bozak wisely on the backside, collects. Harisco taken down by Crnkic, and Harisco will get a free kick. More conversations.
Well, Escobar complaining on the bench that it's a free kick for the Crunch. I got a good optometrist for him, okay, if he need be.
You know, you're on that bench, Munch, and you're waiting to get in. You're keeping those legs loose. You're trying to get in. You start talking to the officials to get yourself a card. That takes out one more person that can come in and keep fresh legs throughout a match, and that's another way you hurt your team. Parker Cesar off the mitts of Cervantes. Weichel tried to head it. Good punch, and punched out of play, so it'll be a set-piece opportunity. Cesar will come to the bench. Bobby Sirambitis will come. This one actually will come at the top of the box as the punch came from inside the box. So
I like how Weichel actually made a run into the box that time. The young kids are playing fundamentally sound soccer.
Clock stops as I believe the Crunch will take a timeout to set up this set-piece opportunity. They were going to let it run when they were thinking they were along the boards, but again, when the ball goes out of play, the ball will return back to where it was kicked from. If it goes out over the goal, the goalkeepers will be handed the ball to their mitts, and they will throw out from their goal box to get us back underway. However, if the ball is kicked out of play from inside that box as Cervantes punched it out, the ball will go back to the top of the box, so it actually puts you in the middle of the field in a much better position to set up a set piece instead of being all the way on one side and trying to get that ball switched immediately.
You know, Rapid City, no doubt, frustrated here this afternoon. They are a very good team. I will say that. I won't say they're decent. They're a very good team. And put it bluntly, they're getting schooled by the Crunch today. And a lot of it has to do with their emotions. They let their emotions get to them. They lost their composure.
And they'll generate some confidence still from this game because they're without their top scorer in Jacob Potts, who has 9 goals on the season. And he is third in goals in the league, tied for first in game-winning goals as well. So to have without that there, they've still been able to manage 9 here this afternoon. So you know next time these two teams face off, if Potts is in the lineup, they'll have a little bit of confidence going in that one. Suljevic up and over and rolls out on the far side.
There was no question that Beck was getting the ball to Hedbear that time. 100-fold. You can see it from here.
Barone will dribble up. Cervantes, first time we've seen him venture forward in a few minutes with the Crunch on the attack. Cervantes will take the foul. A little nudge from Suljevic, but just enough to knock him off of his
little
balance.
nudge. Thank you for saying that.
Suljevic tried to go in shoulder to shoulder, a little bit of that extension from that point. Referees saw it. Good call, and now Barone holding up the game by talking to the official.
And the official pointed to the scoreboard, and Barone still showing, you know what, young fella, you need to worry about the game you're playing, not about the officials or how your ineptitude in the game has cost your team.
And again, as talented as he is, Kambloa takes the ball for Suljevic. They have a chance on the back post. McIntosh comes out big and forces Crnkic to kick it over.
Liam, nice size, too. Got the wingspan out like a condor, and bang, totally altered the shot.
I have thoroughly enjoyed seeing the foot skills of Giuseppe Barone here this afternoon.
Yes.
The one thing I have not liked, and I'm sure Rapid City fans, their team has not liked seeing, is him taking himself out of the game by continuing to talk to the officials. If you've already been warned, you've been shown a card, at that time, it is time to just shut your mouth and let your play do the talking, because his play is spectacular.
Yes, it is. He's a great player. Rolling around on the ground while the ball goes the opposite way, so his team is down by one man.
While we are,
you covered for me there, but the bottom line is no. He's mouthy, and he's gotten everything that he deserved. And he's hurt his team in a big way today.
Slivovich thought about going for the chip. Beck, 3-on-3, tries to slide it through. Good touch. Flores just got that away from Slivovich.
He was looking for just the double. Is an understatement. That was as close as they could get.
He was looking for that double hat trick right there, trying to get to 6 goals. 4 minutes left, 16-9 crunch here in the final quarter. Looking for back-to-back wins this weekend at home, remaining undefeated at home, and 4 straight wins since the opening season loss at Cincinnati 9-8.
And we'd like to fill you in on who 27 is, but we do not have him.
27, Angel Rodriguez is what I have, and now a card will come out. Not sure if that's on Cirambitas or Rodriguez, but it looks like it'll be on Cirambitas as he walks slowly to his own bench. To go back to the point with Baroni, we know that we are the Crunch broadcast team. We will try to talk up both teams when we see spectacular plays, and really the only conversation about Baroni, it's not to talk down on him or criticize any player. It is more so, for me, Munch at least, it's the coach in me in what I am thinking and what we know Rapid City is thinking, because we have to give him the credit for how talented of a player he is. He's just putting himself and his team in a bad spot, and some of the other players on the Crunch have put themselves in a bad spot or in danger of a bad spot by talking too much to the officials this afternoon.
And Baroni just won't stop. You thought he'd learn about it. Wow.
Wow.
Great save by Liam. He took that point blank.
Saw that coming in. That was Baroni was ready to pounce. Somehow got his hand on it, knocked it up over the top.
And Srnkic trying to get his 4th goal of the day. He was denied.
So this one will be a corner kick. Srnkic goes all the way back to Cervantes to bring him up into the attack. 6-on-5 now. Our Rapid City. Arisco defending. Good rip. Good punch up. McIntosh tries to get on it and undercut on the attempt. Looks like Srnkic will get the foul call. Goalkeepers will be protected in those scenarios. As a forward myself, I would have liked to have seen play on there too. So Srnkic, I feel you. Weichel looking for his first of the afternoon, puts it up and over. All the talk yesterday, Munch, about the screen behind. And we only have one scoreboard in here because the connection points for all these scoreboards are all in different parts. The IX Center is so big. Conversation was, is anybody going to hit that board? We have not seen anything even come close. But
what kind of odds you setting on that before the season ends with 2 more games here after tonight?
I'll put it at 1.5.
Whoa, okay.
1.5 shots.
I'll go under.
Okay, all right. I'll probably go under 2, but that's why I set it so low as well. Just to tempt the over just a little. As, of course, sports gambling is legal now. So
Jordan jumped in nicely to take that one away from Baroni, and that's what you do, too. Yeah, the keepers are masterful. They know what they're doing, but their defenders back there for a reason. For a reason.
Corner kick for Rapid City. Baroni will be over this one. 2:32 left in the game. 16-9 crunch. Had a big lead for a while. Some nervy moments as Rapid City have gone on a couple 2-goal runs.
Well said.
But the Crunch have been able to come back with a couple goals of their own each time to maintain that lead. And it sits right now at 7.
I've always looked at guys on the pitch as gentlemen. We'll see afterwards the handshakes and the embraces, see how they shake out.
I think that was Esquivel on that shot, up and over. McIntosh couldn't see it. Had the board to help him out. Cervantes will come under 2 minutes now. With the ball now, Zukic.
Zukic seems to be running a point even though he's off to the wing.
Jordan, good deflection. Musa will try to throw over Cervantes. Can he get there? And he does. Liam McIntosh going for it all. Why not when you're up 16-9 at this point?
You got 5 goals from Slivovich. You got a hat trick from a gentleman making his debut. And Cesar, let's get the netminder. They'll get another one in there.
And they were still in that power play scenario. So much has happened. Forgot that Bobby Cirambitas got a blue card, and they were in the power play scenario. But The Crunch able to kill the penalty, doing much better at that this weekend at home than they came in with. A minute 10 left now, even strength. Specco gets the ball away, and now the Crunch will just look to kill some time. About to tick under a minute to go. Weichel to Specco. Back to Weichel in the middle of the field. Over to Bozek near boards.
Gonna just push it back. Don't need to even attack.
Rapid City even dropping their players back. Syrambia's making a run. Jordan just hanging on to it. 40 seconds now left. 40
Are you frustrated
seconds away.
if you're a Rapid City player right now?
A little frustrated, but maybe more so the focus of the frustration in the wrong place. But like we said, probably some confidence coming out of this one, knowing how many goals you're able to score against a team that just shut out another opponent yesterday. And you don't have your leading scorer in Jacob Potts. Specco, a nifty little move. Over to Syrambitas. 10 seconds. Jordan. Bad first touch. Now Rapid City with a chance maybe to get to double digits themselves. And Zukic puts it up and over.
I thought they were going to let it run. They let it run.
They let it run with the score the way it was. PA announcer started counting down. The time should be about 3 seconds when that one went on a play. But that is just additional elements that won't matter too much in this one. They will add 3 seconds.
They want
back
the
to
three
clock.
back. Yeah, Rapid City says, you know what? We just got spanked here on the road after a bus trip. Give us our 3 seconds.
Because goal differential, Munch, will matter.
Yes. But
If
they want to
any-
put one in the back end of that here.
Any tie-breaking scenarios, any playoff positioning, goal differential will be one of those main factors. And I know with 2 seconds left, you can get a quick shot off, but it'll be in the hands of McIntosh. He will throw. The clock will run. The buzzer will officially sound with the referee whistle. 000 at the end of quarter number 4. About 2 hours to play this one, Munch. The Crunch with 2 great wins this weekend. One of a shutout variety yesterday. This one, a goal explosion, doubling their goal average here this afternoon. 16-9. Admir Suljevic with 5 of those goals on the afternoon, and you have to imagine he will be given the man of the match honors.
Warm embraces by both sides. However, I don't see Mr. Baroni down there. Seems like he took off for the locker room early on.
I just saw Baroni there in the line with Tom Beck, Aiden Bozak.
Okay, good.
And even Jay Torch, the starting goalkeeper, who had some issues on the bench with the officials as well. He was in the line as well, so everyone
Yeah,
showing
Baroni is there. You're right. I apologize on that one.
everyone showing good sign of respect as the Crunch players applaud their fans. The fans applaud in kind, and they are now 4-1 and first in the Eastern Division. I know that one loss right now in Cincinnati, a team that they have played well against since both of them joining indoor soccer again. I know that 9-8 loss still doesn't sit well with them, but as the only thing they can do is play who's in front of them and play that next quarter. And boy, the last 8 quarters of play that we have gotten to see and live stream for you this weekend have been spectacular. We'll close things out here in just a moment. The Crunch will take a team photo, getting their first 2 wins at their new home venue for 4 of their 6 home games here at the IX Center. Kevin Arnold alongside Mark Munch Bishop. First off, Mark, it has been a great time to call these games with you, and boy, have we been treated to some beautiful, up-tempo, high-intensity soccer this weekend.
There's no doubt about it that the Crunch in their new home came ready to play. The Crunch showed energy, to me, amazing, especially today after the quick turnaround. Most players not getting to sleep till 2 or 3 in the morning. Once again, not from reveling, just from being wired for their victory yesterday over the Detroit Waza Flow. Came out today with the energy that I would have thought Rapid City would have brought to the table. The Crunch was amazing. Even more amazing, Suljevic, 5 goals. Hat tricks from Medics, hat tricks from Cesar, who was, by being called up this morning, means he had no idea he was going to be with the big boys until a few hours before the game. It's just stellar. Very, very special. Defense, everything you want to know. It happened here today in a good way.
And you see why Coach Benny Dargle, his first year as the head coach, a former Crunch player himself, why he added Parker Cesar to already talented group, why they wanted him on the squad. And you can kind of see some of that talent. And he is just getting his career started, and with a great opening act. You look back at this game, Munch, we knew that this game might have been a more difficult test than what we saw last night, and that was a difficult test in itself. It's difficult to get a shutout. Detroit, until that third quarter, played a great game until the Crunch went on that 4-goal run. But tonight, who took the attack to start? We said the Crunch like to get out to a fast start. Who took that game right to them? That was Rapid City FC. They had some opportunities. They didn't capitalize. And then Ryan Minnick got the goal scoring started, and it really never stopped. I think Rapid City FC only got as close as 2 goals.
It was 4-2 early in the second quarter.
Yes, so 2-goal differential there, but the Crunch able to score 16. 3 players with at least 3 goals here tonight. A lot of assists. And I know they want to look at that stat book. They don't want to just see how many goals they got, Munch. It is so important to see a name next to the goal scorer as the assist man. They had 6 of their 8 goals last night assisted. We'll see how many of the goals tonight got an official assist. But that is so crucial for this team.
And it certainly is, too, because they are so talented on the offensive end that someone has the ball on their foot, they're going to draw an extra defender at a time. What does that mean? That's one less defender to watch someone else. And to have that vision, that field vision that the Crunch players have is just something amazing. You know what? You can't teach that. You really can't teach the vision. You can teach how to strike the ball. You can teach where to go, how to overlap. You can teach how to make a run into the box at certain times. But you can't teach finding open men like that. That is just something that is talent to the game.
And it was youth soccer nights as the camera pans across, giving these young players who some of them might be in a scenario like this themselves when they get older, and they are aspiring to be that, seeing the Crunch play. Brunswick youth soccer out here today, and some of the Crunch players like Bobby Chanchar, Rylan Weichel going down the line, signing those autographs, other people waiting by the door for these players to leave the field and get the autographs as well. Players willingly giving their time, and that is why you need to get out to a game, whether it's here at the IX Center or the Soccer Sportsplex in North Olmsted, which the next 2 home games in February will be. You need to get out to a game because the community interaction between the Crunch and their fans is something to behold yourself. Go to theclevelandcrunch.com to get your tickets. Look at the rest of the schedule. Get your tickets. Be a part of this. Enjoy. We have a great team in the Cavs. We have a great team about 68 days away from their home opener in the Cleveland Guardians.
Getting a lot of love, too, with the national media this year after being ignored last year, understandably. But when you have Tito Francona manager, the best manager could be in all of sports, so something special is always going to happen.
But you want to talk about a hat trick, Munch. We have a hat trick of great professional teams. The Crunch making up that third team. Get out, support, enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the action, and you might just see a performance like they put on this afternoon. That's going to about wrap it up for us here this afternoon. Munch, as we embrace here up in the broadcast booth, it has been a true pleasure, a true honor to join you on the call. Thank you to our camera operators again.
They were brilliant camera shots. Did not miss a beat, did not miss any of the great goals.
And 2 young camera operators in themselves, AJ Marcinko and Jacob Tellup. We got to thank Jim Wagner, who was on the mobile camera and helping Peter Tellup, our production director, with some of the production behind the scenes.
And son of the scoreboard operator was here today. Our regular scoreboard operator could not make it. His son came in and filled in for Dad. I like that.
And thank you to Jana Arnold as well for some of the help with spotting out here. Munch, thank you so much.
My pleasure, my friend. Thanks for having me.
Great action to call, and it has been a true honor. I am Kevin Arnold. Your final score, one final time this afternoon. Your Cleveland Crunch 16, Rapid City FC 9. We'll be back again the next time the Crunch are in action in February from the Soccer Sportsplex. But until then, for the crew here, have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday and enjoy this Crunch win. Have a great day, everybody. I am Kevin Arnold signing off one final time. So long.